Yes. So, good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to continue from the part. I think in our previous class we have done the binomial distribution as well as the Poisson distribution, where we have obtained the mean and variance for both. Okay, as for binomial distribution as well as for Poisson distribution, right? Now today, as we have learned both the distributions, rather one more generalized case also we have done, that is the multinomial distribution. So today we are going to learn that the Poisson distribution that we have taken in our previous class, that is nothing but a special case of binomial approximation. Actually, if we imply some conditions, approximation conditions over the binomial distributions, then we will come out with the Poisson distribution. Okay, so Poisson distribution is nothing but the binomial approximation, an approximation given to binomial distribution. If that approximation is given, then we come out with the Poisson distribution. So let us do that. That means what we are going to learn, that there are some conditions we are going to impose on binomial distribution, after which the binomial distribution will take the form of Poisson distribution. Okay, so that's why they are writing over here that Poisson distribution may be obtained as a limiting case of binomial distribution under the following conditions. Poisson distributions may be obtained as a limiting case of binomial distribution under the following conditions. Now, what are the conditions then? Number one, the very first condition, they are saying that the number of trials small n is infinitely large. The number of trials in binomial distribution, as we have taken the n small n as the number of trials, that number of trials will be taken as infinitely large. That means n is tending to infinity. Second approximation is what? Probability of success. Probability of success is extremely small. Probability of success is taken extremely small. That is, probability of success, we have denoted it by p. So small p, extremely small, means let it be tends to 0. Okay. What else? There is a part mean, np. np will be considered as mu, and which quantity? The quantity this n into p, or that is equals to mu, is finite. Okay, so these are the three approximation conditions utilizing which we can see that binomial distribution will take the form of Poisson distribution. So let us move on for this. One by one, we are going to apply the conditions, and then we see that PMF of binomial distribution transformed into the PMF of Poisson distribution. So I am moving to the whiteboard again to get the clear picture of transformation. Okay, so what are the conditions are there with us? Conditions that is given to us, that is n is tending, the number of trials is extremely large, that is n is tending to infinity. What else? P, probability of success is extremely small, that is p is tending to 0. And what else? They have taken np equals to mu. np equals to mu, and that np or mu is a finite quantity. So what we are going to do over here is, we are going to start with the PMF of binomial distribution. We are going to utilize these conditions on that PMF, and then after simplification, after utilizing these approximation conditions, and then after simplification, you will see that we will come out with the PMF of Poisson distribution. So let us see how it happens. Let's write at first the PMF of binomial distribution. Can you tell me what is that? Fx equals to, for binomial distribution, what will be our PMF? It is NCX
p to the power x,
p to the power x,
q to the power n minus x.
q to the power n minus x. right? NCX, p to the power of x, q to the power n minus x. Now I am going to simplify it a little bit and then I am going to apply the approximation condition. NCX, how can I write it as? I can write NCX as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2. Likewise going on, dot 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 n minus x plus 1 divided by x factorial, and the rest of the part remains as it is, that is p to the power of x. Q is what? I can write q as 1 minus p. So as the condition is given is for p, so 1 minus p to the power n minus x. Is it okay, the step that I have written over here? See, whenever it is NC2, what we are going to write? N into n minus 1 by 2 factorial. Whenever it is NC3, what we are going to write? N into n minus 1 into n minus 2 by 3 factorial. So likewise, we have over here NCX. So how much I will need to go? X minus 1. So I have written it as n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 up to n minus x minus 1, or spread it out as n minus x plus 1 divided by x factorial, p to the power of x. Q means 1 minus p to the power of n minus x. Okay. Now what? At this step, if I apply the first condition n tends to infinity, what happens to the expression? So at this step, I am going to apply the condition n tends to infinity. So what happens with the condition? What happens with the expression? Can you tell me that? If I take n tends to infinity at this point, at this step, what happens to the total expression? What happens to the total expression? If I apply, or if you take n tends to infinity over here, what happens to the total expression? Anyone?
Ma'am, infinity?
Yes, the total expression tends to infinity, diverges to infinity, as infinity is there in the numerator. Okay, so how we need to overcome this infinity, this divergence? How can we overcome with this divergence as it tends to infinity? We can divide and multiply each and every term of this part, whatever the part which is there where n is included, that is this part. I can divide and multiply each and every part of this by n. Okay, so if you are going to divide each and every part by n, how many n's are required? How many n's are
N
required?
terms.
Yes?
N terms.
No? Think a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. How many n's are required? How many n's are required? That is x number of n's. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is going up to how much? X minus 1. So one more, that is 8. Okay. So x number of n's are required to divide this total part with n. So whenever you are dividing with x number of n's, we should multiply it with also x number of n's. Okay. So let us see what happened. First we divide. N by n means 1. Then it is n minus 1 by n means 1 minus 1 by n. Then it is 1 minus 2 by n. Likewise, it is going on. What it is? 1 minus x minus 1 by n, right? And divided by x factorial will remain as it is. And whenever you have divided the total thing with x number of n's, I need to multiply the total thing with x number of n's. And then it raised to the power n to the power x. X number of n means n into n into n into n, x number of times. So n into x, and p to the power of x remain as it is. then 1 minus p to the power of n minus x, right? Up to this much is okay for all? Up to this, what we have done, is it okay? Now next part, what we need to do over here is, see, n to the power of x, p to the power of x. So I am writing it as, you can do it in the next step. I am writing it as np whole to the power of x. N to the power of x, p to the power of x means np whole to the power of x. And here it is written 1 minus p to the power n minus x. Instead of 1 minus p, I am just modifying it as 1 minus np by n. To apply the condition, nothing else. 1 minus p and 1 minus np by n, both the things are same. Just add so that I can apply this condition. Okay. So let us see now what happens. Now, if I apply this condition, then what happens? First, 1 into 1 minus 1 by n. The thing first part remains as it is, 1 minus 2 by n. Then like this going on, 1 minus x minus 1 by n divided by x factorial, that will also remain as it is. np means mu to the power of x according to the approximation conditions, and here it is 1 minus np means again mu by n to the power n minus x. Now I am going to utilize the limiting condition that as n tends to infinity. At this point, at this step, if I take the limit as n tends to infinity, what happens to this expression, if you can tell me? Inside the it will be 1. Okay, because 1 into 1 minus 1 by infinity 0, 1 minus 2 by infinity 0, 1 minus x minus n by infinity, x minus 1 by n equal to 0. So 1 into 1 into 1, it becomes 1. So this part is 1. Divided by x factorial, no n is there, so it is divided by x factorial. Next is what? Mu to the power of x, it will also remain as it is, mu to the power of x. Now can you tell me, what about this? Here n is there. So at this part, if I take the limit as n tends to infinity, what happens to this one? Limit as n tends to infinity of this part gives you what? This is a standard limit.
E.
1.
Exponential.
Exponential of what?
Okay.
E to the power minus x.
E to the power, say if I write 1 minus x to the power n and taking limit as x by n rather. 1 minus x by n to the power n and taking limit as n tends to infinity. Can you tell me what about this limit? What is the value of this limit?
1 minus x into n by n.
Think carefully. This is a standard limit. 1 minus e what? Only exponential.
E to the power n.
E to the power n. No.
Ma'am, only E. Only E.
No. It is actually e to the power of minus x. If I take it as 1 plus x, then it becomes e to the power of x. Exponential function e to the power of x. Limit, this is a standard limit. We have learned whenever we have learned the limit. Okay, limits. So limit n tends to infinity 1 plus x by n to the power of n gives us the exponential function e to the power of x. Now you are going to tell me, at this part, if I take the limit as n tends to infinity, what will be coming out?
To the power minus mu.
E to the power of minus mu. Very good. It is e to the power of minus mu. So see, the work is done. We are with the PMF of Poisson distribution. What is that? E to the power of minus mu, mu to the power of x by x factorial. This is what? This is the nothing but PMF of Poisson distribution. So we have started with the PMF of binomial distribution. we utilizes the conditions and we come out with the PMF of Poisson distribution. Okay, so this is the justification that for the statement that just now we have given, that Poisson distribution is nothing but as considered to be a limiting case of binomial distribution under some conditions, under some approximation conditions, and those approximation conditions are what? N tending to infinity, p tending to 0, and p equals to mu, which is a finite quantity. Okay, now you are going to tell me if you have any doubt in any step. The very first thing what we have done, first we have taken the PMF, that is NCX p to the power of x u to the power of n minus x. Then what we have done, just the simplification step, that NCX we have spread it out as NCR, n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 up to n minus x minus 1. It is actually n minus x minus 1 inside the bracket, and if I open up the bracket, then it becomes n minus x plus 1. Okay, divided by x factorial, p to the power of x, 1 minus p to the power of n minus x. Then what? We cannot apply this limiting condition n tends to infinity, otherwise the total expression diverges to infinity and nothing will come out. Okay, so to overcome that, what we have done, we have divided each and every term containing n in the numerator by n. Okay, so how many n's are required? X number of n's are required to divide them out. So we have divided. Whenever you are dividing a quantity, you should multiply with the same quantity, otherwise the fraction will not remain same. Okay, so I have multiplied it with n to the power of x, and it becomes np to the power of x, right? And it is 1 minus p. Instead of that, I have written it as 1 minus np by n whole to the power of n minus x, right? And then just a simplification, we have replaced our np wherever it is, that by mu. And then we have taken the limiting condition n tends to infinity. Taking n tends to infinity, this part becomes 1. X factorial will remain as it is. Mu to the power of x, it does not contain x, n, so it will also remain as it is. And the part that it is, that this one which contains n, this is nothing but our standard limit, which is exponential function e to the power of x. So it becomes e to the power of minus mu, as here the x is replaced by minus mu. Okay, so in this way, now we can see that it is the PMF of Poisson distribution. So we have started with the PMF of binomial distribution, and we come out with the PMF of Poisson distribution. So whatever we have done in our previous class, Poisson distribution, that is nothing but a special case of binomial distribution, right? Today that we have learned that Poisson distribution is nothing but a special case or limiting case of binomial distribution.